Hello, friends, and welcome to the new episode of I Don't Work Here, Lady. And today we're going to have another set of crazy people stories, so if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Let's get started. Where are your figs? Gee, damn it. A few minutes ago, I had to run for AAA batteries and superglue. Don't ask. And the only place I could count on having both was about to close. I rushed down the housewares aisle for glue, up the chips aisle for batteries, back around to the refrigerated section for beer, but in every place I kept running into the same old tiny guy. In housewares, he yelled at me, wanting to know where we kept light bulbs. I pointed him at the crappy selection of overpriced LEDs. He audibly scoffed, asked a half dozen questions, then when I apparently couldn't answer them right away, called me an idiot and pushed me. I explained I don't work there and scurried away. As I passed him in the chips aisle, it was something about roses. I'm not sure if he wanted roses or he wanted to grow them, thanks to his shouting and rambling, but I pointed him at a floral display about 10 feet away that featured both flowers and fertilizer and rushed off. Again, while choosing beer, he appeared again. He wasn't shouty this time, at least, just wanted to know if we had any good big pickling cabbages. Something just not available in this part of the country in May. I asked if he minded red cabbage, as I knew that was on sale, and he went off. GD this, ignorant youth that, doesn't want to work for the paycheck, etc. He even took a swipe at me and missed. I apologized, grabbed the first six-pack that appealed to me, and left to check out while mentally flipping him the bird. So there I was in line a minute after the store had closed. I'd already apologized to the cashier for taking so long and told her about the crazy old man that seemed to be following me around the store. Cashier. Store card. As I'm digging it out, I feel and hear a smack on my shoulder. Old man. Where are your figs, gee damn it? The cashier tried to answer, but he held up a hand and repeated the question. Me. Try aisle 3, I think? They're not in season, but there should be some dried figs there. Old man. Show me. Me. No. He smacked my shoulder twice more, then turned to the cashier. Old man. Make him show me. Cashier. He doesn't work here, but all our figs will be on the left side of aisle 3. The old man trotted off, cursing under his breath, and the cashier offered me my revenge. Cashier. Are you okay? You want me to call security? I'd love to say I wasn't petty or that I chose to be the bigger man, but no, I went all in. Me. Please. Old man is currently in a holding cell with drunks, tweakers, and prostitutes and will be for at least another 8 hours. The police were especially quick, so I gotta watch him leave in cuffs and wave as I drove past. Bravo, OP. It isn't petty to call the cops/security when some F-nugget assaults you. It's the only way these people will learn to keep their hands to themselves. And our next story. An actual employee threw me under the bus. So this story's a little different than what I usually see here, so I hope it fits. I work as a vendor, so I have about 20 stores I deliver product to and stock. I wear a polo and khakis usually, so I get mistaken for an employee a lot. It's not a big deal. I try to help if I can or direct them to an actual employee if I can't. This morning around 4:30, I'm at a convenience store just doing my thing. Due to the time, there was only one employee on duty, and I don't really care for the guy. He thinks he's a comedian. He's not even remotely close. And he's a know-it-all, constantly telling me how he thinks I should do my job. So he's working in the cooler when a lady comes in. She grabs her things and goes to the counter. She had to wait about a minute, maybe 2, before he got up there. As he was checking her out, I was maybe 25 or 30 feet away. I don't think they knew I could hear them, but I overheard their conversation. Lady. I don't know why she couldn't just come check me out. She saw me standing here. Employee. Oh, I'm sorry about your wait. Lady, scoffing. There's no reason I had to wait. Employee. Yeah, she's pretty lazy. I'll talk to my manager. I was blown away. I think he thought he was joking, but no normal person would ever catch that. I didn't have time to react. I was so caught off guard. Luckily, I was finishing up, so I hauled butt out of there when he went back to the cooler. I've been plotting revenge all day. Update. I was able to get my revenge this morning. It was so minor, I don't think it even counts as petty revenge. I went in around the same time this morning, knowing that's when he's usually in the cooler. I delivered about $30 worth of product. They would have been fine until their next delivery, but that made him come out of the cooler and to the front, which is a decent distance. He went back into the cooler while I stocked that, and then I needed an energy drink, so he had to come to the front to ring me up. He wears gloves in the cooler, and the register's touchscreen, so he had to take them off. I walked to my truck and got stuff strapped down and basically just waited for him to go back to the cooler. As soon as he did, I walked back in. I realized I was starving, so he had to walk up, remove his gloves, and ring me up once again. I went to my truck and ate. Waited again. While I was eating, 2 customers walked in, so we had to repeat the whole process for them, too. Finally, I realized I was running low on cigarettes, so I popped back into the store and bought some. This time, I could tell he was frustrated. He sighed dramatically and asked if I was sure I had everything this time. And our third story. Costco clerk in suit and tie. I was the owner of a computer repair shop / IT consulting firm and had a fairly busy day. I had a 3-hour meeting and site evaluation in the morning for a new contract. Then I had to pick up ingredients from Costco, especially since a few people who tried my family recipe for pasta sauce talked me into making it for 150 attendees at a charity event. I was rushing as quickly as I could since I needed to simmer the sauce for 2 hours, and dinner started in 4 hours. My Italian grandma's cooking made me hate ready-to-cook pasta sauce, and I didn't want to be a letdown by reheating Prego. My map was fairly linear: client's office, Costco, my house, potluck. Since that particular Costco had long lines no matter when I went, I decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get my groceries as well. Also, since the charity was more formal, time wasn't on my side, I didn't bother to change out of my suit, but I also made the mistake of jamming out in the aisles with a $250 set of Sennheiser Bluetooth headphones. As I pushed a fully loaded cart down the aisle and stepped away for a moment, an older lady started snatching stuff from my cart, and before I could even react, she yanked my headphones off. Oh well, angrily, "You're on the clock. What the heck are you doing with these?" Now, just a bit of a side note, I'm in IT, so I'm used to dealing with clueless people in a professional matter. But some people can still catch me off guard every once in a while, especially when I'm off the clock. After gathering myself a bit, I replied, when was the last time you saw a stock clerk in a suit and tie? I don't work here. Oh well, in a confused yet smarmy and scolding tone, "You could be a supervisor of this store. I don't know. It's still very unprofessional for you to have headphones on during business hours." Me. "But ma'am, I don't work here though. Even if I did, it's not your decision. Now please give me my headphones back." "Oh well, no, I'm taking them to your higher-ups, and you can explain to your boss and hopefully he'll give them back to you." Thinking on my feet and not wanting to waste time getting the store manager involved, I then pulled out one of my business cards that reads, "AE Technologies, LLC. Your one-stop shop for technology and more, Ed Witkowski, owner." Then I replied sarcastically in a compliant tone of voice and said, "Okay, here, let me give you the owner's business card and you can call him." Now, most intelligent people would have taken the hint and seen that it's not Costco. But then she whips out her $10 flip phone and starts dialing. I prep by turning my phone's ringer all the way up. My phone starts ringing. I purposely wait 10 seconds while shoving my caller ID screen in her face and ensuring that she sees the caller ID coming from her phone, then pick up and say, "Thank you for calling the owner of AEIT Consulting. Can the fellow Costco customer have his headphones and tomato sauce you took from his cart back?" Then she angrily shoved my headphones back into my hands, tossed the tomato sauce back in a way that manages to break one of the cans open, then storms off. And our next story. No, I don't work here. If I did, it wouldn't look like this. People actually mistake me for employees everywhere I go. But this has to be my best story, followed up with a little petty revenge. I'm currently a part-time assistant manager at a retail store in the mall, so I guess I kind of look the part. On my lunch break, I went to one of my favorite clothing stores, Cotton On, that I barely shop at anymore, and funnily enough, I used to work here for a short period of time. When I walked in, I saw the current store manager who used to be the same position as me when we worked at Claire's together. This girl would give me hell towards the end since I was promoted over her, and she would leave me to work full 13-hour days by myself and keep calling the store to say she was on her way just to keep me waiting. This would leave me short-staffed and unable to leave and take a break or eat for over 12 hours. Fast forward a few years now, and I'm shopping at her store. She wouldn't greet me or help me at all when I asked her a general question about sales items and even walked away from me. I'm rummaging through the clearance that is a total hot mess. Half of the items are marked as clearance and others are not, so I asked another worker what was on sale in the area and what was not. I guess their customer service was so bad to not only me, but in general, that I was then approached by an irate customer. This lady walked up with shirts in her hands and started waving them in my face saying, "Hello? Can I get a fitting room? Can I get anything around here? Excuse me." No exaggeration on the attitude. While I'm in the middle of asking the associate for help, the irate customer then starts apologizing to me, saying she thought I worked there once the other employee responded and she was tired of not getting any help when she came into the store. While their crappy store manager was standing right there, I was able to reply with, "It's totally okay, I used to work here, and if I still did, it wouldn't look this way, and you'd actually get some help. But since no one else seems to be doing their job around here, I can help you to the best of my abilities. Come see me at my store, I work upstairs." She then laughed it off and proceeded to throw her items down and come shop in my store. It was nice to see the look on their manager's face since she refused to help me. I've never been more satisfied with being mistaken as an employee anywhere else. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.